Welcome back to Top 5. Title: Clash of Titans, Martian Manhunter vs. Cheetah. In the heart of a desolate arena, surrounded by towering walls of obsidian, the air crackled with tension. A blood-red sky loomed overhead, casting an eerie glow on the combatants below. This was no ordinary battleground, it was the site of the infamous "Who Will Win" tournament, where the most formidable heroes and villains of the DC universe clashed for supremacy. This was a fight to the death, and only one would emerge victorious. Ranked 13, the Martian Manhunter, John Johns, stood tall and imposing, his green skin shimmering in the dim light. Known for his incredible strength, telepathy, and shape-shifting abilities, he was a force to be reckoned with. But today, he faced a foe equally dangerous. Across the arena, the Cheetah, ranked 20, paced with predatory grace. Barbara Ann Minerva's transformation into the Cheetah had granted her enhanced speed, agility, and ferocity. Her golden claws glinted menacingly as she flexed them, ready to strike. The crowd, a mix of heroes, villains, and an assortment of extraterrestrial beings, roared in anticipation, their voices merging into a cacophony of excitement and bloodlust. As the signal for battle pierced through the air, the two combatants locked eyes, sensing the imminent violence that awaited them. Martian Manhunter's deep, emerald gaze met Cheetah's wild, amber eyes, both warriors understanding the stakes of this fight. With a primal scream, Cheetah lunged forward, her speed a blur, while John's mind raced, calculating her every move. In a flash, John shifted his form, becoming intangible just as Cheetah's claws swiped through the space where he had stood moments before. The arena echoed with the sound of her frustrated growl as she pivoted, using her agility to dart around him like lightning. The crowd gasped as the two combatants danced around one another, each anticipating the other's next move. John's experience in battle served him well as he focused, preparing an attack. He unleashed a wave of psychic energy, attempting to invade Cheetah's mind, to disorient her. But she was not just a beast, she was a warrior. With a fierce roar, she shook off the mental assault, charging at him with relentless fury. The ground trembled beneath them as they exchanged blows. John's powerful fists collided with Cheetah's agile form, sending her sprawling across the arena floor. But she quickly recovered, rolling to her feet and launching herself at him once more, using the momentum to land a series of vicious slashes across his chest. Green blood splattered onto the ground, a stark contrast against the arena's dark surface. John winced but quickly shifted his form, increasing his mass to absorb the pain. He retaliated with a telekinetic push, sending Cheetah crashing into the wall. The crowd erupted in a frenzy, chanting for blood. But Cheetah was undeterred. Ripping free from the debris, she leaped back into the fray, her eyes wild with primal fury. The taste of blood fueled her rage, and she became a whirlwind of claws and teeth, darting in and out, striking wherever she could. Each hit was a reminder of her ferocity, her claws slicing through the air with deadly precision. Martian Manhunter, feeling the strain of the battle, focused his energy. He reached deep into his Martian heritage, unleashing a devastating heat vision blast. The beam cut through the air like a blazing sword, singeing Cheetah's fur and forcing her to dodge just in time. The arena erupted with the heat of their clash, smoke swirling around them. Cheetah, now enraged and desperate, tapped into her primal instincts. She was no longer just a fighter, she was a predator. With a feral growl, she lunged at John, claws extended, aiming for his heart. He countered with a swift maneuver, catching her wrist and twisting it, but she was too quick. In a blur, she kicked off the ground, spinning in midair, and landed a brutal kick to his side. The impact sent John crashing to the ground, the wind knocked from his lungs. Cheetah pounced, her claws poised to deliver the fatal blow. In that moment, John tapped into his last reserves of strength, focusing on the telekinetic bond between them. With a surge of power, he hurled her away, sending her crashing into the arena wall once more. But Cheetah was not finished yet. Rising from the rubble, her eyes gleamed with madness. With a final, desperate charge, she raced toward him, claws outstretched, fueled by a primal instinct to kill. The atmosphere in the arena shifted, the audience held their breath, captivated by the raw power and violence unfolding before them. As Cheetah lunged, John sensed the impending doom. He summoned his last ounce of energy and transformed into a colossal boulder, absorbing her momentum. The impact was catastrophic. Cheetah's claws scraped against the stone, but she was engulfed in the force of the collision. The crowd roared, a mix of shock and exhilaration echoing through the arena. As the dust settled, the arena fell silent. The crowd held its breath, waiting to see who would emerge victorious. Slowly, John reformed, standing tall amidst the wreckage. Cheetah lay defeated, her body battered and broken, her breath shallow. Blood trickled from her wounds, pooling on the ground, a grim testament to their brutal battle. John approached her, knowing that this was the end. "You fought bravely, Cheetah. But this is a tournament, and only one can survive." Cheetah, her strength fading, looked up at him, her fierce demeanor flickering. "Finish it," she rasped, her voice heavy with pain. "Let me die as a warrior." With a heavy heart, John nodded. He could feel the weight of the battle, the lives lost, the honor of the fight. In that moment, he understood that this was the cruel reality of the tournament. As he prepared to deliver the final blow, he spoke softly, "You were a worthy opponent." Gathering his strength, John unleashed a powerful burst of energy, channeling it into a single, devastating strike. The energy surged through his fist, glowing with the intensity of his Martian heritage. Cheetah, in her last moments, tried to evade but knew it was futile. With a thunderous impact, John struck down, the energy-consuming Cheetah in a blinding flash. The arena erupted with a deafening roar as the crowd witnessed the final moments of the battle. When the light faded, Cheetah lay still, a warrior who had fought to the end. Martian Manhunter stood over her, his heart heavy with the knowledge of his victory. He raised his head to the crowd, a mix of somber recognition and reluctant triumph in his expression. The cheers echoed throughout the arena, but they rang hollow in his ears. In this brutal tournament, he had survived, but at what cost? He had won, but the weight of the lives lost hung heavy on his shoulders. With one last look at the fallen Cheetah, John turned and walked away, the cheers of the crowd fading into the background. The tournament was far from over, but for now, he was the victor, alone in a circle of blood and honor, bound by the cruel fate of the arena.